let's do a show that nobody will download.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey, it's the Brink of Sanity, episode 140.
Yeah, 140. This is a big episode because we are going to have fun today because it's all about the human centipede.
Yeah, they came out with a sequel. It's banned. I don't know why. Mark does. So I am going to try and guess the reason. That'll be our top five. My top five reasons I think it's banned in all of Europe.
And we will also be talking about the random spam and searches our website gets that we just want to tell you all about.
Yeah, I think that's pretty funny, the reasons people end up on our website.
Yeah. So, Jay, what is new with you?
Let's see. I got home from work about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I signed up for a 3.5-mile run tomorrow and threw out my back this morning. So that'll be a fun evening tomorrow.
That should be a fun run. What is the run for? What cause are you eliminating?
I don't know. It's the corporate challenge. All I know is that at the end of the race, my company rented out a bar, and it's open bar and free food. So I'm going to be
cool.
running as fast as I possibly can.
That is good. I do like the fact that like when they do those corporate type things, there's always like a really good payoff at the end with lots of free food.
Our other co-host, Leon, his company gave him nothing. They just said, do you want to run 3.5 miles and then go home?
Wow, that's awesome.
So he didn't sign up, obviously.
They were like, do you want to just get in better shape?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really think so. I want to do it on the company time. No, not really.
What am I going to do? Something to be nice?
Yeah.
You're going to give me rewards. So, yeah, they do Top Shelf, too, which is also nice.
That's pretty good.
I am also trying out for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
Apparently you want to be a millionaire.
I do want to be a millionaire, yes. I would love to be a thousandaire.
You know you're not going to get on, though.
Why not?
Because, first of all, 9 out of 10 contestants are from the Midwest. And you have to have something that makes you, like, why would they put you on there?
Why wouldn't they put me on there?
You need, like, a sad story or something.
I do have a sad story.
Well, are you going to share your sad story with them?
Don't tell them as much as they want. Just put me on the show.
Will you just make up stuff? You'd be like, I need the money to pay to stop the gang from killing my family?
I'll just tell them my real story. That's good enough. It's like, oh, goddamn, kid. I'm putting you on the show. First, I got to pass the test. Apparently, there's about 200 people that are trying out, and they take, like, the top 4. Now, that sounds really bad, but you got to remember the majority of this country is dummies. So you got to figure you could probably cut that number in half right there.
Well, my question is, are they choosing people based on how smart they are? Like, you have to. It's not like Jeopardy. They don't care if you win or not.
They'd probably rather you not win, but you have to get like a certain score on the test, and then you go into like a second audition where I guess they'll see if you're cool enough to be on the show. But I mean, they have some like boring losers on the show.
When do you have to give the guy an awkward massage to get on?
That's probably right after I pass the test.
Oh, okay. He's like, rub my back and I'll put you on the show.
He's like, let's go into the champagne room.
So you're gonna have a good story from there that you can't do on the show right now.
Yeah. Next week I will have a story about that.
Yeah, nice. That is interesting.
So, the people are having questions about our Facebook page because you can now watch Ustream through Facebook.
Yeah.
But there's a little Ustream tab you got to click once you go into the Facebook group. So that's the thing. It's, kind of like when you go in somebody's profile and it says wall and then it says like info. It's like that, but it says wall and then it says Ustream.
We were having a fascinating episode.
I'm just giving people updates in case they want to join the chat and talk to us and say things.
Can they send us pictures of their junk?
They could.
So Anthony Weiner.
The
I don't
brink
want
of
to do
sanity
this.
at gmail.com.
Yeah. That's the contact information. I don't want to. I don't want to do this thing to death or anything. I was talking to someone the other day about the Anthony Weiner thing, and it seems like a lot of people have this complaint. They want him to step down, and the reason they want him to step down is not because he even sent the picture. It's because he lied, and they're so mad because he lied. Are you mad because Anthony Weiner lied?
No.
It seems like I think it would be the weirdest thing. Like, people say you're mad because he lied. I think it would be the oddest thing ever if he didn't lie. If they just asked him, "Oh, is that your picture?" And he's like, "Yeah, I sent a picture of my junk to that young girl. That's what I do. What's the problem?"
Yeah, of course that's my penis.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of pictures, actually. I'm surprised it's the first one you guys have seen.
Oh, that's the only one you caught me doing? There's at least 5 or 6 more.
Freedom of speech. I'm just sending my penis. What's your problem? Not breaking any laws. I go about my day. I think you guys should leave me alone. Of course it's me. I mean, look, it's big. It's me.
People only apologize when they get caught as well.
That would be even weirder. I'd be like, okay, it was me. Get over it. That's what I do. Leave me out of it.
No, but they're always like, I didn't do that. And they're like, yeah, you did. They're like, oh, yeah, sorry.
But the whole thing about like people lying about things, I hate when people get annoyed. Like, from going back to Clinton, why would he not lie about having an affair? It'd be weird if he didn't lie about it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously you're going to deny it at first. I just don't like the fake apologies afterwards.
Yeah. And I think Weiner said he's going to go into treatment. I don't know what the treatment's going to be.
That is the other thing I'm sick of. It's like, as soon as you get caught, you're like, all right, I'm sorry, and I'm going to rehab for whatever. So what? There's treatment for sending naked pictures to underage girls on Twitter? That's pretty specific.
I think it's like jackass treatment. I've been to Jackass, and you go to some treatment where they explain to you how not to be a jackass.
Don't show your dick when you're a public official. All right, you can go home.
You see him like writing that 100 times on a chalkboard?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you got it? Yeah, all right, you can go home.
My dick should not be shown to other people, not name my wife.
Especially on public forums that everyone can access.
The other thing in the news, I don't know how big this is, but Facebook apparently is losing members. Have you heard this?
No, I have not heard this.
It's nearing 700 million members, but recently the membership has actually gone down by 6 or 7 million. It lost about 6 million users. And they're trying to figure out why they lost 6 million users.
Can you get any greedier? You have like 694 million members. That's like 3 times the population of the United States.
Probably 2 times the population, but...
Maybe they died.
Yeah, that would be great if that was they died, actually.
You lost them from this planet.
I mean, you're like, maybe 6 million people don't want to really use the site anymore. There's 600 million people on there. Just leave it at that.
Maybe they got sick of updates about the weather and how they can't sleep. Because I've wanted to delete my Facebook account from seeing that also. I don't need the Weather Channel anymore, though. I could just go on Facebook. It's raining.
I mean, really, the article should be not why 6 million people stopped using it. They should be like, why are 609 million people still on the site?
Yeah. I've really, I'm starting to...
But go to our Facebook group.
Join our Facebook group because it was really awesome. Stop posting about how you can't sleep because I don't give a shit. And as a matter of fact, nobody else does either.
The theories posted on this site, Facebook has hit their grand total of...
Second.
Oh, they said Facebook had hit the reason they've hit their peak. They can't get any more members. So that's one of the reasons.
They have everyone on Earth.
Facebook hopes more children are born so they can get more members. People are sick of Facebook. No shit. This is just a temporary dip. It's a seasonal change.
Are they really panicking about losing like 1% of their members?
I think people are going to like start getting phone calls from like Facebook being like, "Why haven't you joined yet?"
It's gonna be like AOL.
Why are you a lone holdout in the United States?
It's going to be like AOL. You must resubscribe.
I was thinking that. Do you think it'd be appropriate to send someone a Facebook invite by mail?
I think that would be hilarious. You mean like snail mail?
Yeah, like just send them a letter in the mail
With
and
your
like,
link on it?
Yeah, do you want to be my Facebook friend? If so, turn on the internet.
Turn on your computer. Go to www. That would be awesome. I think you should do that to your grandma. See if she can figure it out.
she sent me a letter back saying, "I accept."
Now, how do I do it?
The fourth reason given here is other social networks are on the rise.
Yeah, name one.
I don't know. Well, MySpace got killed by Facebook, but I don't understand why you'd even like to be cool. You join a different social network.
Oh, you're still on Facebook?
God, that's so last week.
I'm on Mashhead. It's awesome.
I'm on Mashhead, and on Mashhead, there's so many people that I know that aren't even on it yet. So I can sign them up, and then we can send messages, kind of like Facebook, but different and cooler. And on Mashhead, my grandma's not on it. Like, my grandma's on Facebook.
I just don't get it.
The other thing I noticed, I saw a little article here before our show, that I am becoming a father very soon, any day now, actually.
Yeah, I keep thinking we're not going to have a show because you're supposed to be a dad. Like, what's the holdup here?
The baby still is hanging out. It's actually, the due date's Tuesday the 21st.
Oh, okay.
So,
I got it mixed up. I thought it was this week.
No. And who knows when it's actually going to come. It can come right now. The show could be I could be interrupted Liz in the other room. She can come in here and be like, "Show's over. Let's go to the hospital." And I'll be like, "Okay." I'll be like, "Well, let's have 10 more minutes for the show. Then we'll go to the hospital."
I'll just be like, call in and you could, I could do the show from the road while you're...
Do the worst live broadcast ever.
Yeah, while you're panicking and she's screaming. That'd actually be pretty funny.
Yeah. People keep, I get, stupid things people keep saying to me also. They keep telling me, they're like, "Oh, you're not going to get a lot of sleep. You better catch up in your sleep now."
Yeah, because
And
you could stock it up, idiot.
Yeah. I can put my sleep in the bank and be like, "Oh, it's okay. You know what? I slept 20 hours the day before. I'm good for the rest of the baby's life."
What we do is 1 day a week, she takes care of the baby all day, and I sleep for 24 hours, and then I'm good to go the other 6.
If anything, I should be practicing waking up every 3 hours right now to get myself ready for the baby.
Yeah, exactly. Just have this high-pitched noise in your ear every 3 hours.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then stick your hand in a bag of shit and call it a day.
Oh my God, there's so much. I keep hearing story after story. People keep telling me of shit everywhere, and you kind of just it's your baby. You got to deal with it, and it sounds great.
You're just going to be having nightmares about shit right before you wake up to clean up shit.
Yeah, it's. My friend told me she had her baby. She's her baby's 6 weeks old. She was holding her baby up, I guess in the middle of changing. And the baby had a nice little wet fart that tossed poo or shit or whatever on the walls, on a lampshade. It was kind of everywhere.
Oh, God.
It was spray gun shit everywhere.
How am I going to do this?
I don't know.
I have a very low gag level.
You get used to it, I guess. I guess you're just whatever. My sister told me that Stacy's a young kid, and they put her. Sometimes they'll put the kid in the bathroom, in the bathtub, and he'll just drop one in the bathtub.
This is us preparing you for months and months of baby stories, folks.
Yeah, so many stories. The other thing people keep asking, so we're not telling people the name, and people kept asking they're the one we're going to tell them the name to.
They're like, come on.
Oh, okay, but what's really the name? Just tell me.
Just tell everyone a different name.
Well, my standard answer has been, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you. Does this sound Jewish?" Barak Hussein Kaplan.
Or just make it so ridiculous, Machayam.
Well, the reason you don't tell people also is because if you tell people, you're like, "Oh, what's the name you're going to go with?" And you'd be like, "Oh, Steve," and they'd be like, "Oh, really? That's the name you're going to go with?" You're like, "Great, the guy's a jackass." But if you introduce your baby to someone, you're like, hey, this is my baby Bubblicious Kaplan. They're going to be like, oh, what a beautiful name. Bubblicious was my grandma's name. That's wonderful.
I had an Uncle Bubblicious.
Yeah. So right here I say that this is an article on called Bachelor Parties. Or they call them daddy moons. The idea of having a bachelor party for fatherhood.
That's one of the most homosexual things I've heard in my life.
Yeah. It really is really, really gay.
It's just above anal sex.
Just or almost plateaued with it.
Yeah. Why? You just want your male friends to just make fun of you for the rest of your life? Wouldn't that be the most awkward invitation? It's like, hey, bro, why don't we kick back some beers to celebrate my baby?
In the article that I'm reading, some permutations are more subdued, like a, quote, diaper keg, where men bring diapers in exchange for a beer, while others are more extravagant, involve all-day bar hopping or even destination weekend. Also seem to involve drinking, sporting events, gambling, and more drinking.
You can try and man that up all you want. It's still a baby shower.
And if you're having a baby and you have to, you need to drink a lot to get ready for that, you may not be a good father.
I know some people like that, though. It's just like, hey, it's Wednesday afternoon. You know what that means? Gotta go to the bar.
Yeah, we gotta drink every night.
Hey, it's April 7th in the Philippines. That's a holiday, so we gotta celebrate this holiday that I just found out about by going to the bar.
Yeah, you have you ever have those friends, you have any of those friends where you go to the bar and they always want to drink a lot, and they get everyone else to drink more. You're like, can't we just ever not? And not to I like drinking, but can't we ever just take it a little slower and not throw up at the end of the evening?
Yeah, it's like, dude, we gotta get totally fucked up. Gotta just rage it all the time.
You're like, I'm 32. I really can't do that every time.
Yeah, I don't like hangovers. I like having drinks. That's fine. I'll go out for drinks. I just don't need to be slurry, stumbly on the way home. I mean, I'm drinking right now. That's fine.
Yeah.
But under control.
Okay, so anything else you want to talk about before we get to the big thing we're going to talk about?
I don't want to talk about shit.
Good. So, Jay, why don't you explain to the fans what the human centipede is?
The human centipede is a cinematic masterpiece. It is about a scientist who, I guess his career was separating conjoined twins. And so he got sick of separating things and he wanted to put things together. So he decides to make a human centipede, which is basically sewing three people mouth to ass and also cutting their Achilles so that they had to crawl around like a centipede. And it was a brilliant movie.
Okay, first off, that sounds... And South Park actually did an episode about this, where they made the human centi iPad, where it was the centipede included an iPad. That has to be the most disgusting thing. So the people... You actually watched the movie.
Yeah, I watched the movie.
And so just to...
It was a laugh-a-minute, feel-good movie.
If he connected a person's mouth to another person's anus,
mm-hmm.
And the idea was that the first person, the three people that are together, the first person will eat something,
mm-hmm.
and it'll come out the back person's anus.
Yes, that was that was pretty much the premise. Yes.
And this movie, did they ever say here's the reason I wanted to do this? Was there any development of the main psycho character?
Well, I just said he got sick of separating things, and he wanted to put things together.
Did they show any background scene of why he wanted it? What motivated when he came up with the idea? Hey, you know what? Why do we keep separating conjoined twins? Well, we can make a centipede. When did they give any background to this? Because I didn't see this movie.
It was kind of explained while he captures these people and he knocks them out, and then they wake up tied to a bed, and he kind of has a PowerPoint presentation where he shows them, graphs and what he plans to do and, basically just gives them a heads up, and that's that's where you get a little bit of background story.
Do you think there was really a need to get the people a heads up?
Well, he's giving the victims a heads up.
No, I meant like the victims. Like, do the victims really need to like know what's going to happen to them?
Well,
Like,
a
I
little
gotta say, if I'm gonna
FYI
be
is
involved in
nice.
a human centipede experiment, I don't need the heads up. You can just do it without telling me. I don't need the fear.
It was it was nice of him. He gave him a little heads up. Like, FYI, your mouth is going to be forever attached to a butt.
Where would you like to be in the human centipede? Who's got the best position?
Obviously, the front.
Yeah, that is true, I guess.
I mean, there's no other position that would be more ideal,
Yeah.
right?
No, I couldn't make an argument for another position. Was it 3 guys, 3 women?
It was guy in front and then 2 girls.
Okay. Do you think the guy's like, ooh, there's a hot girl stuck to my anus?
Well, he got a little embarrassed when he had to poo.
Yeah.
It's a good
And you
movie.
really watched this movie and thought it was good.
It's streaming on Netflix, by the way, for those of you who want to see it.
If you don't know about this movie, or you haven't watched this movie, like, consider yourself lucky.
So anyway, the whole point is they made a sequel.
They've made a sequel, and in the UK, the British Board of Film Classification has banned this film from being shown in the UK.
So they have like
You can't buy it.
PG,
you can't rent it.
PG-13, R, X, and banned.
Yeah, they've treated this like it's a book burning or something like that, like censorship completely. They said this movie cannot exist in the UK. We don't want it anywhere. You can't buy it. You can't sell it. You can't download it. Anything.
Is it available somewhere?
It is. The idea is it should not be available. It should in the UK.
I need to see this.
It said it's illegal to supply this movie in the UK.
So it's like drugs now.
So, and here's the thing: the UK, this British Board of Film Classification, saw no problem with allowing the original Human Centipede into the UK. It was never an
gonna be
argument.
so
I mean, they
awesome.
probably gave it I don't know what the guidelines for exactly what they gave it. They probably gave it the equivalent of like an R rating there or whatever. But they did not say this movie's banned. They didn't appreciate the movie, but they had no problem with it being. So my point is, part 2, which what in God's name why they thought they needed to be a part 2, but part 2 is so much worse than part 1 that they had to ban part 2, even though part 1 was fine. And the part 1 involved attaching people to anus to ass thing, anus to mouth.
I think I don't even want to do the show anymore. I want to find a copy of this movie and watch it.
I didn't say it was banned in the U.S. It might be allowed in the U.S. I don't even know. But the nice thing about the British Board of Film Classification, or the BBFC, is they gave a very detailed description of why they did not allow this movie to be distributed in the UK.
So awesome.
And this description is what we're going to read and go over with Jay and see if Jay disagrees or agrees with them or still wants to see it afterwards.
Oh, I want to see it. You can't convince me otherwise. I don't care what this review says.
Yeah. By the way, who the hell even made, like, who wrote this movie and thought it was a great idea?
Somebody who's my hero.
I mean, this is the most twist, but, so anyhow, the first thing we're going to do is a top 5 list of Jay's going to try to guess how they could have possibly made this movie worse in order to get it banned. And we're going to see if Jay actually can guess.
How ridiculous would it be if I actually guessed it?
It would be, and we'd try to lock you up.
All right. I'm going to start with the most tame ones and then get a
Should I
little
tell
more.
you if you're right yet, or should I just, like, then read you it to you after?
I really don't think I'm going to be right. So I guess you could tell me if I'm right. I really don't think I'm going to be right.
Okay.
So the first movie, they were connected, but they had bandages around the connections part.
Oh.
So like you know where his mouth was, but you didn't see the actual connection. So my guess is that they remove the bandages and you can actually see, what's happening down there.
They don't even actually discuss that, but that wasn't the reason for banning it. So now,
okay. My next one is they rearrange.
the question also, hang on, before you even to do it, what can they even make in part 2? Like, what would be the sequel? Like, he's going to make part 2. What if he made 9 people in a row?
Yeah.
What's your guess? What's your guesses?
I mean, it is a centipede, right? Like this whole list isn't just a waste. Okay.
No. It's Human Centipede Part 2. So, I mean...
Okay. So my next guess is they rearrange body parts. Like, say they put the guy's dick on his forehead and then connect him that way.
That's really... First of all, I thought it was a guy and 2 girls.
Well, it doesn't have to be a guy and 2 girls in every movie, does it?
No, I guess it doesn't. I guess you can do a number of different arrangements. That is really disgusting. But maybe you will. Maybe you'll do worse than them. That would probably have been on the UK's reason, but they didn't use that.
Okay. Inside Out Centipede, where he kind of just puts their guts on the outside of their bodies.
That is really disgusting too. An inside-out centipede.
Well, you told me it was bad. I was trying to think of what they could possibly do.
I think the penis on the forehead so far is your number one grossest one, but you still haven't hit what they've done.
Marionette Centipede, where basically he attaches the person behind the front guy, he attaches their intestines to their hands, so while he's crawling around, he's forcing the people behind him to move.
Are you turning the Human Centipede into a weird Muppet movie?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not even that. I mean, that wasn't even very good. I mean, are you even trying?
All right. This I might get it on this one.
Okay.
Human baby centipede. Where they attach the person's mouth to the person's vagina right before they have a baby.
Oh,
and
God,
it passes through the second person, double pregnancy human centipede baby.
Oh, my God.
Did I get it?
You know what the crazy thing is?
Yeah.
That's not even as gross as what actually happened.
Are you serious? It's grosser than that?
I mean, you could be the judge.
I don't think you could beat double baby human centipede.
That's really bad. That's really bad. Do you want to take any more guesses, or should I start reading to you?
I'm out. I can't possibly guess what it's going to be. I'm very excited,
I'm going to read you the whole statement, and we'll stop the discuss as we go along, okay?
Okay.
So the article says, this is the official statement from the British Board of Film Classification, and there are spoilers. So I'm going to ruin the movie for you a little bit.
Don't skip anything that's going to totally ruin it.
Oh, it's the Human Centipede. You knew what the first one was about, and you saw it.
I'm really looking forward to this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't know how they, resolved the situation.
Calm the hell down. I'm going to ruin it for you. Okay, the first film dealt with a mad doctor who sews together 3 kidnapped people in order to produce the human centipede of the title. Although the concept of the film was undoubtedly tasteless and disgusting, it was a relatively traditional and conventional horror film, and the board concluded that it was not in breach of the guideline at 18. The guidelines at 18. I guess 18 they're R-rated.
Okay.
So the first thing they're saying is the first one, tasteless, disgusting, no problem. The new work, the Human Centipede 2, and then in parentheses, the full sequence, tells the story of a man.
The first one was called the first sequence. That's why.
I did not realize that. Okay, so this new work, the Human Centipede Part 2, tells the story of a man who becomes sexually obsessed with a DVD recording of the first film, who imagines putting the centipede idea into practice.
How is there a DVD of the first?
So I guess in this world, the first one was made into a film or recording, and this guy gets the film and gets sexually aroused watching it.
Okay.
Unlike the first film, the sequel presents graphic images of sexual violence, forced defecation, and mutilation, and the viewer is invited to witness events from the perspective of the protagonist. So you're viewing things from the perspective of the guy who gets sexually aroused from the human centipede.
Okay.
Whereas in the first film, the centipede idea is presented as having a revolting medical experiment with the focus on whether the victims will be able to escape. This sequence presents the centipede idea as the object of the protagonist's depraved sexual fantasy. The principal focus of the Centipede 2 full sequence is the sexual arousal of the central character at both the idea and the spectacle of the total degradation, humiliation, mutilation, torture, and murder of naked victims.
All right.
Examples of
it's
this
not like-
include...
Oh, okay. I guess this is where it gets bad.
Examples of this include a scene early in the film in which he masturbates while he watches the DVD of the original Human Centipede film, with sandpaper wrapped around his penis. And a sequence later in the film in which he becomes aroused at the sight of a member of the members of the centipede being forced to defecate in one another's mouths, culminating in the sight of the man wrapping barbed wire around his penis and raping the woman at the rear of the centipede.
Okay.
You didn't think of this one.
No, I definitely didn't think of barbed wire rape.
There is little attempt to portray any of the victims in the film as anything other than objects to be brutalized, degraded, and mutilated for the amusement and the arousal of the central character.
Isn't that what every horror movie is, though?
I didn't think that the idea of having a movie all about how it's nice to how it'd be fun to masturbate to the human centipede.
No, but I mean, like, yeah, I didn't think the whole thing was just going to be some, like, guy whacking off, but...
With sandpaper and barbed wire. There was little... there was a strong focus throughout on the link between sexual arousal and sexual violence. With a clear... It's just almost a snuff film. With a clear association between pain, perversity, and sexual pleasure. It is the board's conclusion that the explicit presentation of the central character's obsessive sexual violent fantasies is in breach of its classification guidelines and poses a real, as opposed to fanciful, risk that harm is likely to be caused to potential viewers.
Why?
Because they think the idea that you should get, I don't know, presenting the idea that you should get off to...
So because the guy in the movie's doing it, you're going to whack off with sandpaper?
Yeah.
I still want to see the movie.
I mean, this is beyond what you expected, though.
Yeah.
Let's make the most disgusting, like, human experiment, and then the next movie, let's make a guy masturbating to that.
So
and not this, like, and the guy has to, like, have someone rape them with barbed wire and, like...
So this is like 8mm, but without all, like, the plot. It's just like the snuff films.
Well, I think one of the things they find really objectionable is it seems like the first one, you watch it and you hope, like, the victims will escape, and, like, there's, like, and the guy is seen as a mad scientist. In this one, you're following around a guy who the movie basically says is right and doing the good thing. He's like the hero in the movie. He's the guy that masturbates to it because you're watching everything from his perspective.
Cool.
You're like, hopefully he gets to do the sandpaper thing again. I hope the centipede doesn't escape before we, as the viewer, get to rape them.
Well, that's fine. It's a different perspective. I usually root for the bad guy anyway in the movies.
I mean, this is a little beyond.
I can't wait. I'm going to download it tonight.
Was this explanation worth waiting?
Yeah, now I'm extra excited about this movie.
I don't know how you could do. This is like what I don't even know how they would top it. I mean, even the baby thing, I guess, would be a topper.
Yeah, I think the baby thing would. I think that would be grosser, actually.
You know what the great thing about it is, or the great thing, like South Park, which likes to go above and beyond in grossing things out, couldn't actually make an episode as gross as what they just did for part 2.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd recommend them just lock up the people that make this movie.
No, they got to finish the trilogy.
Could you imagine also like being the actors discovered for this movie? Mom, Dad, I'm in a movie. Oh, great. Who are you playing? I am the back end of a human centipede that gets raped by barbed wire dick.
Might want to wait for it to come out on DVD.
Mom, Dad, are you proud? I think if there's another one comes out, I might actually get to be the front end of the centipede who just has someone sewn to their ass.
It's a promotion.
Oh my God, that's really.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can't imagine also the guy like coming to like, oh, we got a part 2. Oh, you got a part 2. I mean, the first one was kind of successful. How are you going to top yourself? Have you thought? I thought about the idea of having people masturbate to the first film. I'm sorry, what? No. Let me go with this. This is going to work well.
That's awesome. All right, so I guess we should move on from this.
I don't think there's much more we could do with this.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back.
I need a garage door opener for my balls.
What?
What the fuck? I don't like the smell that usually forms down there if I go for a couple days without washing.
I'm proud of you.
It smells like onions wrapped in asshole. What the fuck are we talking about?
Hey, Dad, remember that one time I got that cock stuck in my ass?
He just went over legs and arms. In a truck not too hard to locate, featuring painted images of a peeled banana, the exposed pot shaped like a condom, and a shirtless man saying, "I protect myself." To you.
What kind of fucking question is this? I'm the host of the show, and I get put down on every episode.
I love you, Tim.
John is a man of God.
Shed his precious blood.
Shed his precious blood.
And died.
And died.
Oh, my sin. And now the 3 guys that taught your mom that thing you like. It's Minor Detail.
MinorDetailPodcast.com.
Let's cut to the chase. I'm DJ, and I do a little something called the Greenlight Show. Now, I want you to be a fan of the show, so I'm making you listen to this sample. And these girls, they think, oh, as long as I show off my tits, I'm fat. I'll wear this skin-tight shirt and show off all my tits.
Yeah, I see
That'll look real good.
I see that a lot, actually, and it's rather disgusting.
And I've heard these girls, they'll say stuff like, well, you're looking.
Yeah, because I want to throw up.
Yeah, just because I'm looking at your enormous exposed tits, that doesn't mean I like them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like driving by a car wreck, if I were to see a 6-year-old boy's head smashed and run over by an SUV, just because I can't look away, that doesn't mean I like the way it looks. I went to go see Toy Story 3.
My bad.
I don't mean to spoil the movie for anybody, but Andy dies.
Does he get AIDS?
Andy gets AIDS in Toy Story 3 from a gay orgy. He got drunk. He went up to
at college.
The plot of this is it shows Andy leaving his parents in the beginning, his mom's house.
Yeah, his single mom.
Where the fuck is Andy's dad?
His mom's a single mom.
So the opening scene is just Andy going, "Man, here, Mom, fuck off!" And Andy drives off to his college.
Smoking weed.
Andy gets to college, and the first thing, he opens the door to his new apartment. And his roommates, who he's never met, are in there. They go, "Hey, Andy, rub this on your tongue." Andy starts fucking all these dudes. It's a big, giant orgy.
Wow.
It's like gays and lesbos and normals, and they're all just intertwined fucking.
That's weird.
And then Woody shows up, but it's not Woody. It's Andy's dick with a cowboy hat on it. And he goes, "Check out my Woody!" If you like what you hear, head on over to greenlightshow.com. You can find out everything about the show right from the homepage. greenlightshow.com. See you there.
All right, we're back.
Are you going to leave that on the show?
No, because I paused it. I didn't know we were going to be funny. So now that we're back,
You gotta be kidding me.
I paused it to put the commercials in. I can't put the commercials in and record at the same time.
I assumed you'd still be recording.
Remember that was like my awesome idea where I'm like, hey, since we're funnier when the show's off, while I'm editing the show, we can let it record. And I'm like, yeah, it's an awesome idea. And they're like, oh, yeah, I can't record while I'm editing.
I just introduced to Jay the idea of he airs commercials in the show for a podcast you guys should check out. And I was saying, instead of just airing commercials for podcasts, you should air a commercial for, like, McDonald's. And just keep advertising McDonald's, like, week after week, and see if they start paying us.
And then just call them and ask for our check.
Be like, we were advertising you for a year straight. I don't think we just advertise you if we weren't getting paid for it.
That would be insane.
Normally they contact you, you make the arrangement for you make a contract with them to advertise, then you air the advertisement, then they pay you. We're going to do it in a different order and see how it works.
Hey, we got nothing to lose. Might as well try.
Yeah.
With our luck, they'll sue us.
You just call and be like, they probably would. They'd be like, listen, you give us a bad reputation.
Cease and desist. We
They'd be
listened
like-
to one episode. You talked about the human centipede for 20 minutes. Nobody wants to eat burgers after hearing that.
They'd be like, we're McDonald's. Our entire job is to fatten up America, fatten up kids specifically, and to cause kids to have heart disease. But we don't think we can be associated with your kind of show. Because you're what's wrong with America. I mean, we've heard your show about the human centipede and the 10 Commandments.
I would rather watch the grossest scene of human centipede on loop for an hour than eat McDonald's.
McDonald's is really gross.
It really is.
I don't know how people eat McDonald's. It really it looks very good in the commercials, but you go in there and it's as if someone ate it before you and shat it out, and that's what they serve you.
It's like a tiny green burger.
It is like this greasy, like it doesn't even taste that good.
No, it's not good. And I had their Angus burger, which is supposed to be like their high quality burger. Gross too. Actually, it was just like eating a circle of brown salt.
Instead of calling it the Angus burger, they should call it the one burger that's not low quality crap.
Yeah. But it's still like D grade. It's just not F grade.
Yeah.
It's still like a million times worse than anything you'd get at like Fridays.
Is there anything you'd eat at McDonald's?
I would eat. I mean, are we talking like I'm on a really long bus trip and the bus pulls in and that's my only option?
Yeah, one of those things where it's like you're like on a road trip and you're like everyone else is like, let's go eat McDonald's. You're like, I don't want to be a dick, so I have to go there.
I'd get like a McChicken or one of those fish sandwiches. I can't do their burgers. I just can't.
It's really one of the worst places. What's your choice? Like a road trip? What's your choice for like fast food places?
If we're talking burgers, the hierarchy goes from top to bottom. Checkers, then Wendy's.
What Checkers is by the side of a road?
Well, if you drive from Manhattan up to the Bronx, there's one right off the highway.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't realize.
So, yeah, it goes Checkers, then Wendy's.
From Manhattan to the Bronx?
Yeah. Like, if you're driving to Boston and you have to, like, you have to go north before you go east.
Okay, I don't know where you're even... I think you're making up this Checkers, but go on.
No, it's there. And,
Okay.
Yeah, after Wendy's, I guess it would go...
Not just burgers, whatever fast food you want.
Taco Bell, and then the same order. Checkers, Wendy's, I guess burgers.
So you're saying you're the worst passenger to have in a car because you're going to eat Taco Bell and then we're going to drive 4 hours?
I have a stomach of steel. I don't do that.
You just kill your passengers.
I don't.
Hey, guys, let's stop at Taco Bell, and then let's have the windows open the entire rest of the trip.
I've never seen a Sonic except for the continuous loop of commercials that are on my TV, but I couldn't tell you where a Sonic in the nearest 100 miles is.
You know, there are certain places that just exist on roadside stops now. I don't think you could find a Roy Rogers that's not on a roadside stop.
Yeah, that is true. And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, Roy Rogers is awful.
Yeah,
and you're like, why? But why is it every stop on the highway is Roy Rogers, but nowhere else in America?
Because like no city will have them.
I kind of agree. Wendy's is Wendy's and Subway are my two choices.
Yeah, I guess you could stick Subway in between Wendy's and Burger King for me.
Subway's the one where you feel the least bad about yourself for eating it.
It always has the weirdest smell in there, though. What is that Subway smell?
You know what? They do have a smell. The weird thing also Subway is you've never seen meat that looks like that outside of Subway.
You ever like walk down the street and you smell the Subway smell, and then you turn around and see the Subway?
Oh, but the smell actually it's bread. They cook their bread there.
But it's like not like a that's bakery bread smell. It's like this weird funk.
I don't mind the smell. You really mind the smell?
I don't know. It's weird. I mean, it's not like garbage, but it's not like delicious bakery smell.
Yeah,
it's not I'm walking past an Italian restaurant smell.
It is their like it's like their special bread. You would never smell that going into a bakery or anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely not.
But at least you know they're like making bread fresh as opposed to like some places where the bread's been sitting around forever.
Yeah.
Wendy's I always get the Frosty because it's healthy.
Frosty is good. I like just about everything at Wendy's actually.
Their dollar menu is awesome. I like to get like the Frosty and the chili, and then get the potato and put the chili on the potato.
Then yeah, you can get what like the double cheeseburger, junior cheeseburger deluxe, or something like that.
Their burgers aren't even that bad.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
So we mentioned we were going to talk about our website random hits.
Yes. So for those of you that are really familiar with the show, know we have two websites. There's the New York Knicks podcast website, and then there's the Brink of Sanity show website. By creating these websites, we've been introduced to the world of, well, two things. The world of spam and the world of really, really random hits on our website. Jay, what's the most popular searches on our websites?
I'm going to pick 3 days ago. I'm just going to read what hits we have. Now, I don't know what you did. You attached a picture instead of embedded it.
So there's a thing on the website where you could either, when you put a picture on there, and I've been finding random pictures to go along with my postings, and you can, I guess you're supposed to embed them, and I was attaching them. I was doing it wrong. And the wrong way I was doing it made it easier to search for these pictures online. And so people were finding our website based on these pictures.
But this is a basketball site. So now this is our web hits. I'm not going to say the amount for each one because it's boring. But
just assume it's 1 million each.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 1 million and 3.
It's slightly. Just assume 6 million less than Facebook.
Yes. So this is our hits from Thursday of last week. Gay unicorn, cheering, little girl crying, unicorn gay, crying girl. Oh, Nick's podcast. Man unicorn, a little girl crying, trade Amari Stoudemire for Dwight Howard, crying girl picture, crying. So there's a lot of people looking for pictures of little girls crying and gay unicorns.
The crazy thing is, if you type in the words gay unicorn into Google, our site won't come up. But if you then click on, instead of going to the websites, by the way, there's a website called gayunicorn.com. I don't, should I click on this?
I mean, we should see if we can buy the URL because apparently it's a hot search item.
I mean, the gay unicorn, by the way, is our most popular search almost every day on the Knicks podcast.
All right, the day before. Gay unicorn cheering, crying girl, man unicorn, little girl crying, West Hollywood, who's going to be the Knicks GM, little girls crying, Charlie Sheen, and who is LeBron playing?
So if you do a search for Google, gay unicorn, and then click on images, because Google has you like these searches where you can do images or whatever. You click on images. The first image that comes up is the gay unicorn from our website.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that, but you somehow bumped the gay unicorn picture up to the number one picture on Google Images for gay unicorn.
There's a website called gayunicorn.com. Their picture from their site is not the most popular one. Also, it's not clearly, if you take a look at the pictures, it is not clearly the gayest unicorn. There are gayer unicorns on here. And I don't even know why I put a gay unicorn on our website.
I don't even remember how that even, how did that even relate to what we were talking about on the website?
I don't even know. I'm trying to find somehow it related.
I don't know what you did. I don't know why you put a picture of a gay unicorn on our site, but this is yesterday. We only had 4 search hits. Gay unicorn.
Here it is. So I had a posting called "Holy crap, the Knicks won a game." Shows you how I think of the Knicks because they hadn't won a lot. And in one of the bullet points is the Knicks played defense tonight. This was a shocking event. A less shocking event would have been Jared Jeffries giving birth to a unicorn baby through his anus at halftime. And then I do a picture of what I believe the unicorn would have looked like.
It's a very informative sports show.
Yeah, really, really talk about really important things. And I didn't even put gay unicorn on there. The word gay actually is not even in like the postings, like when you like the tags or anything for the posting. But this unicorn apparently is the gayest unicorn or most popular gay unicorn on the World Wide Web.
Here's yesterday. We only had 4 search engine hits. Gay unicorn, man on unicorn, man unicorn, New York Knicks.
I mean, how is this possible?
What did you do to our website?
How many? So Google is, I guess probably Google's the most popular website on all of the web. Mm-hmm. It's the most used search engine. Probably hundreds of millions of people use this every day. I don't know the exact stats. And there's a good percentage of people that look for gay unicorn every day.
And little girls crying.
Little girls crying too, yes.
That's our second most popular.
There was a posting where I described how someone the Knicks about little girls crying, and that's been really popular also. But we were thinking, if the fans of our show are interested, we're starting a podcast all about gay unicorns and little girls crying.
Yeah, I mean, since the basketball season's winding down, we figured, we could just replace the day we were doing the Knicks show with the Gay Unicorn Little Girl Crying Podcast.com.
By the way, so the gayunicorn.com website, I haven't clicked on the page yet, but there's a quote on it that says, if you watch Hoarders backwards, people that work for the A&E come and fill a random person's home with a massive amount of garbage.
What does it have to do with gay unicorns?
I don't know, but that's kind of funny. I never thought about that show. Have you watched the show Hoarders?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I think Hoarders is actually worse than Human Centipede.
There was one Hoarders where she had hundreds of cats. And they were like, some of them would die and she would just leave them there and like step over cat corpses. And there was like pregnant cats that would like, have litters of cats, and the mom like couldn't get to half of them because of the garbage, and like it was insane.
So it looks like I clicked on Gay Unicorn, and it looks like it's someone's blog, and they post little random things on it, and it probably is a really popular blog because people search for Gay Unicorn every day.
Yeah, I would think so.
They've hit like one of the most popular things in the United States is gay unicorns. I don't understand why the most popular, like you think the most popular thing on our Knicks podcast was something related to Donnie Walsh, Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony. No, it's gay unicorns.
Well, at least we're getting traffic, right?
Yeah.
Although I just don't think the gay unicorn demographic is very interested in sports.
Yeah.
Just a hunch. Just throwing that out there.
You don't have people like, found your site through by searching for gay unicorn. Love the posting you had analyzing Carmelo's game.
I was looking at little girls crying for a couple hours and then decided I wanted a breakdown of Game 6 of the first round of the playoffs.
After masturbating to a picture of a gay unicorn, I read more of your site and thought really highly of your opinion of how the Knicks should really blend Carmelo and Amari together.
We're doomed.
Yes. What about the Brink site? What's our popular searches on the Brink site?
We have nobody going to the Brink site. No, actually, that is a lie. We have a ton
I
of...
thought you're not supposed to admit that in the air.
No, actually, we actually have like 3 times as many hits on the Brink of Sanity site. We actually have a good amount of traffic going there. It's just it's because I put a picture of one of the teen moms on there, and so 90% of our hits on this site are for teen mom and piercing. Because we put up like our 1,001 rants, and I did one about lip piercings. So it's same thing if you go to Google Images and you put in like teen mom lip piercing, we're one of the first things that comes up. So yeah, that's our. There's also something called Brink Costumes, which we get a ton of hits from, and I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not us.
Any popular searches like Brink of Sanity? People actually looking for our site?
We got 1 or 2, but most of our hits came from the Rapture Preparation List, Kurt Cameron, like that.
Oh, did you hear the guy, the Rapture guy, suffered a heart attack?
He had a stroke, yes.
A stroke, yeah. So apparently the Rapture happened for him.
Almost. God took a swing and he just grazed him a little bit.
I gotta say, that's one that I wouldn't have wished death upon him, but I'm pretty happy to hear about his misfortune.
I mean, suffering is a lot better than death because he deserves a slow, painful one.
He deserves really to suffer. He's a crappy, crappy person.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't know if we're going to have a next week episode.
Oh, the other thing I actually was, are we going to talk about the spam on the site that we keep getting?
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
We keep getting random, people that don't have a website don't know, but apparently a very popular thing to do is to advertise your random weird site by posting on other sites and hoping people will click on your username and get to your site. And so they send the weirdest things. The messages are all in broken English or just things that are just so weird.
Yeah, it's like almost a sentence, but not.
I'm going to read some. It doesn't matter what the originally posting was, but scanning through all your superb content, I am surprised I have the opportunity to get any actual work carried out. Hope the manager won't catch me on the net. Nevertheless, nice work, people, thanks. And that was posted by SIM Card News. Posted by Hottest Female. If you've been lacking energy and finding it difficult to bounce back from illness, then a body detox is what you need to restore your health and vitality and get your body back to the optimum balance again. Posted by Tits. Discover how to use secret-level privacy techniques for your PC without becoming a geek. Posted by Map of Washington, D.C. Would you be fascinated with exchanging links?
Fascinated. I love that. I like this one. I'm very happy to see your article. Thanks so much, and I am taking a look forward to contact you. Will you kindly drop me a mail? My site is Vegetarian Diet Plan. That's not really a mail. Thank you.
Washington, D.C. map. Good post. I study something more challenging on completely different blogs every day. It should all the time be stimulating to read content material from different writers and apply a little one thing from their store. I'd favor to use some with this content on my weblog, whether you don't mind. Naturally, I'll offer you a link on your weblog. Thanks for sharing.
So you're supposed to read this and then look up the username of the person who posted it because it was such a great comment, and then click on their spam link in their profile. That seems like such a roundabout way to get people to go to your site. Like, who does that?
From poster Learn to Eat Cat. I'm blown away. Your information has really made me think. I will post about your article.
This really answered my drawback. Okay.
From Dementia Chitwood, she posts, sometimes I question the internet and what is posted. Honestly, the internet used to be like a different place, except that recently it seems to have become better. And of the reason for it to be improving are blogs like this.
My head hurts.
From Diabetes Diet Plan. Instead of I'm very happy to see your article, it's just the letter M. I'm very happy to see your article.
Yeah, that's the one I just read.
Oh, yeah. I'm not listening to you, apparently. From Deidre. Major addict of the blog. A handful of your articles have definitely helped me out. Awaiting news.
Yeah. Why does this work? Should I be spamming other people's? But no, I probably shouldn't.
Yeah. That is kind of fun. So I think that's all we have for today.
That's all we have for today. So we might have an episode next week. I will probably have an episode next week. I don't know if Mark will have an episode next week.
My wife will be giving birth at some point, and at some point I'll be around to do an episode. We'll see.
All right. So thanks for listening, everybody. brinkofsanityshow.com. Get an iPhone or an Android app. It helps support the show. So even if you say, I don't need an app for this awesome, awesome podcast, which I don't know why you wouldn't need one, it does help support the show. And you can email us, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. You can call us, 631-676-1181. You can post comments on the website, and you can leave iTunes reviews.
I'd like to point out also for those that are confused, by buying an Android app, you are not showing in any way your support for the Human Centipede Part 2.
No, you're not. Just us.
Just us.
All right. So thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll be back soon. Goodbye.
This is the end.